Today is March 25th, 2025. Here I'm in my garage. If you see all these parts, see these parts here? Valve cover gaskets, you have intakes, bolts everywhere on my motorcycle stand. You see all these parts? It's because, here look, this is the 2015 Yukon Denali with the 6.2. And take it all apart. I'm going to take the heads off too. I'm not killing myself. I'm working about 2 or 3 hours a day, maybe after work. And this is one day. I started yesterday, and this is my second day in. I'm about to shut it down for the day. And yeah, you can see what happens. It got the famous, or should we say infamous, what's it called? Active fuel management collapse lifter. Now over there, cylinder number 7. See, it's the last one to the back. That one you can see when I crank the engine. I'm gonna try to set it up. I'm gonna try to do a quick crank so you guys can see it. But it doesn't move like the other ones, and it got a knock, significant knock. I just noticed it Saturday night when I got home. I was buying groceries, and the fights ended early, the UFC fights, and yeah, so I noticed it coming home. I didn't notice it because I had my windows rolled up. But then as I got home, popped open the hood, you could see, you could hear a loud ticking noise. I'm going to try to set it up right now, try to start. Okay, we're going to try to start it. Watch the back cylinder, the very last one. It doesn't move like the rest of them. Yeah, see? I don't know if you will catch that. We'll have to look at the video a little later. But yeah, my son, I didn't check this side. Well, this side I checked, but the other side was more obvious. And that's usually the way the AFMs are. Cylinder 1, 7, 3, and 5, the odd numbers. And you got number 2. No, actually 1, 3, 1 and 7 are what, 2 on this side. And I think the 4 and 6 on this side are the ones that they collapse, and once those lifters collapse, they stay collapsed. Now you got trouble. Now you got like a hammering noise. Got a knock sensor code in my truck, but we'll see. I mean, trucks only. You know, what's sad part is it's only got 79,000 miles on it. So who knows? I might put it together, run it. You know, trade it in on something else. Maybe get something new and exciting, or maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just take a little project here, doing it in the garage. The saddest part about this whole thing is this. Look, the Going has to sleep outside. That's the saddest part of the whole thing. Poor Going. Oh well, we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. Good morning. Today I think is the 13th, April 13th, 2025. I'm in the garage here with my 2015 Yukon Denali, and I've been working on it little by little. Got a lot of parts over here. See, we have the fan blade, we got all kind of stuff. We got intake. So apparently I got the dreaded 6.2 and the 5.3. I got an L86 engine in mine. Mine's 6.2. These are here. These lifters tend to collapse and fail. So I'm in the process. Well, I took everything apart already. See, there's the front cam phaser. There's the rocker arms, harmonic balancer. I've done some of the cleanup work already on the heads, so the heads are ready to go back in. Actually, they're looking pretty good here. I'm using the motorcycle lift as a little, you know, here's the high pressure pump right here. Here's a high pressure direct injection pump. Head bolts, these are gonna get reused. These are torque to yield, so you only use them one time. Everything's coming. I got everything on order. These are the high pressure lines. Also, these are one-time use only. I think it's maybe because they got like a bubble end. Not too bad, but yeah. So hopefully, sometime next week, start taking this, putting stuff back together again. Here's the truck right here. See, I got it up on stands. I'll take you in here. What's going on underneath the engine bay here? So yeah, here's how we're at. This is where we're at. Bolts, a lot of bolts. Hope I remember where all these bolts go. I took some pictures along the way, you know. So hopefully I'll be able to, you know, process of elimination. Oh, I got spare bolts. Maybe they go here, maybe they go there. See, I got bolts there, bolts there. They're kind of organized with what, you know, head bolts. I think these are intake exhaust bolts. Well, I got new ones of those coming. These are part of the intake or the, I think the VLAN we call this. These are the actual solenoids that activate the active fuel management. Exhaust stuff over there. There's more. There's just junk everywhere. Throttle body intake. The intake, it holds the bolt, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, this is where we're at. And I'll probably be putting up another video as we go along the way. Here we come to the outside. This is the actual connecting rod. Not the connecting rod. Push rod that bent. I don't know if you guys can see that right here. This was an active fuel well. We tore it apart actually. This is the AFM has a little this kind of goes together like this and like that kind of. That's an AFM lifter. Then you have on my particular engine we have 8 AFM and 8. These are regular lifters. This is the way a regular lifter should look like. I'm replacing with all regular lifters. AMS Racing. I bought a kit from them. So yeah, that's where we're at. Wish me luck putting everything back together. Hopefully. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not killing myself. I've been working like, I think I've been 2 or 3 weeks on this already, but I'm only working a couple hours a day, if that much. A couple of weekends I took off. We've had a couple of little health issues, like my brother. We had to go to the hospital with him a couple of weeks ago. So I didn't work. I haven't really worked on a weekend. Yesterday I worked a little bit on it, just cleaning the heads up. But yeah, we'll be working the same. And I'm gonna do the same process going back. When I'm putting it back together, I don't plan on, you know, I don't plan on killing myself. I just wanna work a couple hours here, a couple hours there. After work, I usually try to work, you know, a couple hours. I don't wanna get burnt out also. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And that's where the truck's at. She's up in the air right now, but hopefully it's funny. It's a sad part. It's only 79,000 miles on my truck, 79,900. And I just started with a loud ticking. You know what it is? I was passing the car up, so I wasn't even stressing that much the car. And I was passing the car up. I think I was taking my mom to the doctor. I took a day off. Let's try this little, I'm doing a test. I got a little light right here. I bought off of Amazon. And I'm testing this little light. Let's see how this looks. It's a good chance. I turn off the lights in the garage, so I think it's more of a warm light. So yeah, let's try this out. See how this looks. Yeah, there you go. I think it's more warmer. And I can adjust the temperature, the color temperature, and I can adjust the intensity. Like here, I'm putting it down low. I think maybe it's more of a natural lighting. It's both some. I had these big 4-panel lights up in the garage that are so bright. So I turned them off now. You talk a little bit here now. So yeah, I was back to the start. I was coming back from the doctor's office with my mom, and some guy was just blocking traffic. So I zoomed around him, checked my mirrors safely, of course. Went around him, accelerated, like I always done before. The thing about these 6.2s, the L86s, they're 420 horse motors. 420 horse motors, almost 500 foot-pounds, I think 490 foot-pounds of torque. So they make these trucks, even though they're big trucks, they move, you know. Same basic engine as in a Corvette, maybe a different tune, but it's the same basic engine. And then, you know, of the year, my truck's a 2015. And as I was going around them, I started accelerating. You know, halfway through the acceleration, I don't know, maybe 4,000 RPM or so. I heard like a little backfire, you know, and I could hear the engine like stop, but like, you know, like kick back a little bit. It kept pulling afterwards. I go, what's that? I didn't pay much attention because we were actually on the way to the doctor's office. So anyway, I parked the truck. Everything was running fine. Didn't see any engine codes or nothing. And that's the last time. Maybe it was intermittent. Maybe the lips are collapsed and then uncollapsed. I'm not sure what happened, but I didn't hear it. But then again, I had my windows up probably, so I didn't hear the ticking. That was on a Wednesday. by Saturday night, I had done some grocery shopping, and on the way home, it was already late. It was probably 8 o'clock at night. So when I came home, I usually pull in front of my garage. And I open the big door, and I carry stuff into the patio, and then usually my son or my grandson or something will come and get the food, or if they don't do it, I'll come get it later on. Then I'll park my truck in the garage. I rent my garage next door. This is my garage, so I'm in now, but I also rent my next door neighbor's garage. So that night I did that. I had the back open, the big tailgate open in my truck. I jump back in my truck, and usually I'll just turn on the truck, and then I'll push the button inside. It's an automatic tailgate. It closes. Well, when I turned it on, I heard it right away, because I heard the same sputter that night coming back from the grocery store. I went to the Jewel in Melrose Park. It's about a 6-mile drive straight west. I'm in Chicago. And that sputter, it was very obvious then, because I had the back gate open. I hear tick, 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 tick. And it's like a camshaft. Camshaft noises, usually lifter problems or camshaft noises. They're half the RPM of your engine. Because for every one revolution of your crankshaft, the cam, for every one revolution of the cam, 2 revolutions of the crankshaft turn 1 revolution of your camshaft. It's half the speed of the crankshaft. So I heard that pretty plain, a tick, 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 a constant ticking. Too bad I should have videoed the ticking. So I said, oh, that's not good. So sure enough, by the time I parked the truck, it was significant enough that then I did have a code. I checked the code in the truck, and sure enough, it was a knock sensor. But it didn't say knock sensor, like they just said, the knock sensor wasn't giving the signal, the quiet signal it's normal to. So that popped up right away. And then, oh, look who came in. It's Webster the cat. Hey, Webster. Yeah, he's always got to see what's going on. He's a supervisor. He checks up on what's going on here in the truck. See? He checks my progress when I'm working out here. And so yeah, he's after I got that code knock sensor, I'm like, oh man. But it didn't sound like a rod knock. Usually it's a deeper, like metallic, like hitting a big hammer versus a little hammer on your block. And it's usually a rod knock is the same RPM as your engine. So for every RPM your engine goes, you're gonna hear that knock on a rod knock. Because not much I could do. I parked it and just started making a plan of attack. What I'm gonna do, started reading, watching YouTube videos and reading up on it. I knew about the famous lifter collapse, because I even had I had bought on Amazon, like one of those small dongles that you put in your OBD tubing, which eliminates the V8 to 4-cylinder deactivation, active fuel management they call it. So I was using that. So even when you throw that, so just to show you, even though you use those, it still doesn't stop the mechanical failure part, which is what I showed you guys on the table. The lifter still could collapse and not come back, which was this one is. We noticed it was a couple millimeters shorter than the other one, where it was stuck. You can spin one that's not. You could spin it. You could turn the spring on it and everything. And so that's what happened. And I decided, well, I'm going to put it. I started driving my other vehicle. My dad left us an old Buick Rendezvous. I've been driving that around, and that's it. Parked the truck in here, made some room, put the Gold Wing in the backyard with the cover on it, with a half cover I got on it. You can spend a couple of weeks outside. It's getting nice out anyway. And that's it. Just started taking stuff apart. Started putting the truck right in the middle of the garage. Made room to the sides, and that's it. I've been working on it ever since. So stay tuned. And hopefully we get this all back together and running good. Then I'll make the decision then. I'll think about, well, I'm going to keep this truck. I mean, I put, so far in parts, I'm about $1,400 I ordered. I ordered new lifters, new camshaft, new camshaft, lifters, head gaskets, the block off plugs you put on the top of the block. I'll show you, I'll make a video later how I'm doing that. Everything, all gaskets, parts, you name it. It all comes up, it starts adding up, all these parts. Probably around $1,400 of parts I've already ordered. Maybe $1,500. So we'll see. I'm sure I'm gonna need little knickknacks here and there. Maybe something didn't come in the kit or something. Of course, you need new oil. So we're probably gonna be all around $1,600 by the time we're done. Now, is it worth it, investing that money in my truck? I like my truck. I mean, it's a nice truck. I've always liked my truck, But I mean, when it's running good, it runs great, you know. But just so you know, it's just this. I can't believe. I know there's a class action lawsuit with GM with these active fuel management, and later on, I think after 17 or is it after 18, they went. It's called a DOD, like deactivation, because they not only have a V8 has 16 lifters. My truck has 8 that are AFM and 8 regular lifters, right? So you go from 8-cylinder to 4-cylinder activation. Well, my understanding is I think when it's 17 or 18 and newer, 6.2s and the 5.3s, V8s, have 16 active fuel management lifters, you know, or they call them DOD later on, they change the name, deactivation on demand or something. So I think you don't go 8 to 4, you can go 8 to 6 to 4. I think that's my understanding. You know, I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's my understanding. So I guess it's a class action lawsuit because, of course, you add more of those lifters on there, more chance for failure. So my understanding is that even the newer trucks, and if you look on YouTube, there's all type of videos on this exact thing I'm doing. That's why I figure I'll take it up. I'll try it myself, you know, because I know to pay someone to do this is about $4,000 or $5,000. And now, so I could, it's tedious, and but like I said, I have the luxury of not working every day, a couple hours here, a couple hours there. I'm not killing myself. If I don't feel like doing nothing, I won't do nothing. But I've been pretty steady on it. Like I said, it took me a couple weeks to get to where I'm at now. But like I said, that's Monday through Thursday, maybe working on it, and a couple hours here, a couple hours there, missing a couple of days here and there. So it's getting there. I mean, now it's just getting everything back together, and we'll see. Oh, while I was at it, in the previous video I made, I was running without an air conditioning compressor. That had grenaded last year, at the end of last summer, at the end of last fall, or at the end of the summer. So I got those parts too. So while I'm in here, I'm going to do all that. And then there's some lines too, oil, what do you call them? Oil cooling lines, and then transmission cooling lines. Those tend to leak too on these trucks. You know, just added to the stuff that leaks on these things. So mine were already leaking. There wasn't leaving any puddles anywhere, but there's a pan that covers everything on the bottom. That already had stains of oil in it, so I ordered those too. So like I said, the price I've spent already is stuff doing parts that I'm already was going to do anyway. So I ordered those parts also. I'm going to do those lines too while I got everything apart. Now's the time to do it. I got a new condenser. That's coming too. I mean, I got that already. I have the condenser. I have the air conditioning compressor. And I also have just some other miscellaneous air conditioning parts. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the rest, like the flushing of the lines. You know what? I'm just going to put everything back together. I got a condenser, a new air conditioning compressor. I'm going to put all that in because that comes in with the alternator bracket on the left side of the passenger side of the engine. So I'm going to do all that. Then I'm going to vacuum out the lines and do all that stuff. And then we'll see what happens after that. And like I said, I might keep the truck. Maybe I'll keep it another couple years. I thought about, I test drove, and I'm not sure I think it was before my truck went down, or maybe right around the time my truck went down. We were out, no, it had to be before, because I remember we were in my Denali. We went to on a Saturday morning, and me and my brothers went to the Cadillac dealership, and I test drove the Lyric. It's a nice vehicle, the Lyric. And I also test drove the Blazer, which is almost the same thing, but of course the luxury is a little bit down, like smaller. I don't know if it's smaller size, but it has less options. But it was both nice vehicles. The Cadillac obviously was a Cadillac. It was nice. And that's an EV. You're not worrying about engines no more. You're worrying about motors now, motors and batteries and drivers. So we'll see. I'll make that decision number one priority now is get the truck running again. You know, hopefully it runs good, everything. We'll see. It'll run good or it ain't gonna run good, and then we'll see. We'll take it from there. But anyway, that's all I gotta say today, and thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one. I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on.